1800s in Portsmouth lived a woman who left her mark on New Hampshire history. Dinah Whipple founded the state's first school for black children. It was the only school known to exist in the Granite State for former slaves and their children.
It was part of the tradition in the societies that they formed to educate themselves and to educate the children in their communities.
Dinah had been a slave herself. The same day she was emancipated at the age of 21, she married Prince Whipple, who fought in the Revolutionary War. He was enslaved to General William Whipple, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Dinah and Prince lived in a home known as the Black Whipple House. It was located behind what is known today as the Moffett Ladd House on Market Street. The executive director of the Black Heritage Trail of New Hampshire tells us there are no known portraits of Dinah, likely because she lived in poverty and could not afford one.
She didn't have the resources to do what she did, but it was important to her that her fellow citizens have that opportunity for a different kind of life in a society that often would not have seen them as valuable citizens.
Dinah operated the school out of her home from around 1807 until at least 1835. A new house was eventually bought on the original foundation. It's now a stop on the Black Heritage Trail. Dinah passed away in 1846. Her unmarked grave is believed to be next to her husband's in North Cemetery, but her legacy lives on. Today, a program offered through UNH Tech Camp is named in her honor.
The Dinah Whipple STEAM Academy is an academy for underrepresented people of color, minorities, people that might not be exposed to the sciences as easily as others.
DJ Antumi is the lead curriculum designer for the Dinah Whipple STEAM Academy, and she knows a thing or two about STEAM. She's also a bridge design engineer for the New Hampshire Department of Transportation. DJ is the one who proposed the academy's name.
The whole goal of our camp is to get kids to be equitable no matter where they come from, what their lifestyle is. We thought it would pay real good homage to what she started.
Launched in 2021, the Academy is an educational experience that explores science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, as well as the Black experience in America. It's open to students in 7th through 10th grade. They go through an application process, and once accepted, they have a guaranteed spot in the program until they're ready to go to college.
Our goal is to keep them with us every year, coming back, learning something new about STEM, learning something new about humanities.
The best part? They don't have to pay to attend.
Every student that participates in the program is scholarship-based.
So what would Dinah think about these kids carrying on her legacy?
She would be amazed and proud because, her work in a society that did not value her humanhood, is like, wow, here is a new generation. How many hundreds of years after I did my little part of service to humanity.
I hope and I think she would be proud, especially if she were able to meet these kids because they are amazing.
And applications are still being accepted for this summer session, which takes place July 10th through 14th. Space is limited. You can find a link to the application on our website, WMUR.com.